But Dad, we talked a little while ago. We were about the Women's World Championship. We said the Canadians beat the Americans 5-2, but we wondered if the Americans were playing
remember
possum.
I told you, Tim? Yeah. I said, I think they're playing rope-a-dope. They do it every year. Every year they lose 5-1 or 5-2, and then they come on and they play like gangbusters in the final game. And they did it, and they did it again this year.
Yeah. They got up 2-0 pretty quick, and then Canada came storming back.
Boy, it was really something. That Jason Larocque is really something. What she played 30 minutes. She had 2 points and +2, and boy, nobody ever mentions her.
No, they didn't talk about it. It always seems now, like even in women's hockey, you have to have that big, I guess, I don't know if you say it in a female hockey, but you have to have that big stud defenseman. Like you have to have the person that can play 30 minutes, like you Hedberg and Peter Angelo and those guys. And
nobody mentions her. You know, Tim, I'm not knocking Kevin Dineen. And listen, you know what I think of the Dineen family. I played against his dad, Bill, and I think the Dineen family. So I'm not knocking him when they won the. I still think if you're going to have women's hockey. Now, I was involved in women's hockey before it was fashionable, and nobody ever knew. Nobody ever knew about women's hockey, and I was on Hockey Night in Canada, and they, what are you talking about, women's hockey? And it all stems from Hazel McCallion. I'll never forget, I get a call. I come from Colorado. So anyhow, she said, I'd like you at rink tomorrow. And I said, well, it's Saturday. I don't do anything on day of the game. And she said, you hear what I said? I want you there right away. So I thought I'd better get off on the wrong foot again. It just been fired. So I go up and I saw that the girls, the young girls, loved hockey as much as the guys. And I paid for my own way to Ottawa. And
so this would have been like in the 80s.
Oh, this was early. Well, I'll tell you what it was. It was 82. And then I was really an advocate of women's hockey, but I still think, and I'll say it and I believe it, that it should be all girls. It should be coaches. I'm not knocking the guys that are coaching now, and don't get me wrong. I know I think it should be all women. I think it should be totally women.
Yeah, I don't understand Hockey Canada. I mean, they talk the talk, but they certainly don't walk the walk on that. I mean, like you said, they had Kevin Dineen, and you cut Kevin Dineen a slack because he played in the National Hockey League. He played in the highest level of hockey, and he could relate to the women. Okay, I played in Stanley Cup Finals, and I played in games. But guys who just played college, and all of a sudden they're behind the bench, you're saying, well, there's an awful lot of women who just played college hockey, and I agree with you. When I watch it, I don't feel like it's totally women's hockey. You look at the you look at the WNBA. It's women coaches.
You're gonna have to put up with the refereeing.
I would like to know the dynamics of the dressing room. Like, I just can't imagine, like, the coach, a man coach, yelling.
You better not.
Or saying, or even chastising them, saying, I told you to put it around the boards. I told you to, the way the world is now, and how do you yell at them and all this? But I think a woman could really chastise another woman.
When I think of women's hockey, I think of I was on with, who was it, Terry Leibel, I think I was on with Hockey Night in Canada.
And I think that was.
And I'm looking out on the ice, and I knew that the rumor has it, and I don't believe it, but the rumor has it that the United States team had stepped on Canadian flag, and Hayley Wilkenheiser's coming off. And I can see her coming, and to get to ours, you had to walk in front of three. She didn't care. She got on. I said, now when she comes over, and Terry couldn't see her, I said, just give her the mic. And boy, did she ever lambaste the celebrations after. Blair Turnbull, a good hockey player, she hurt her leg. I hope she's back.
They said she broke her leg.
And the celebration after.
Have you ever, has that, I'm sure the way they jump around, I mean, have you ever really been that happy? You've won a few important games in Calder clubs.
I don't remember ever jumping jumping around. The funny thing is, I don't remember jumping around.
Jumping around and all this, and
No.
but
I remember other guys jumping around. And,
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to her. Like, I don't know if she jumped over.
No,
I don't know if she jumped over the boards and just hit her leg wrong or what. But let's hope she's. I mean, I hope she's back for the Olympics.
But it's sort of embarrassing. I mean, you know,
she was
but
totally
she's
embarrassing.
totally embarrassed, well, and so she should be. But the thing is, it's not the first time it's happened, right?
No, I remember. The one I remember the most is that beautiful shot of Eiserman scoring, coming in off the right-hand side. He puts it in the top corner now, and it was beautiful. Cut the top corner, and he's jumping around. And then all the players come off Detroit, come off the ice and jumped on him and hurt his hurt
his knee.
Yeah, he hurt his knee, and I just couldn't believe it. And then I remember one time, what was the guy's name for Edmonton?
Jason Arnott, but he was playing
Jason
for
Arnott.
Nashville.
Yeah, and he scored a goal. And what was it? What was it?
It was in the playoffs, and he scored against Detroit with about a minute to go. They put it right by Hasek.
And I remember him going, you know, and everybody's happy, and he banged his head against the glass. He got a concussion. I mean, it's okay to celebrate, but don't go bananas. Yeah. And I can't remember.
And then there was one in your own dressing room, wasn't there? A little incident
that was in
one time?
Vancouver. I remember we'd won 4 straight, and we had a better team in Vancouver Canucks than they had when they went to National Hockey League.
Because this was the Western Hockey League, not the CHL, but the real
and
Western.
We'd won 4 straight. We never lost a game in the playoffs. But I remember now, I'm trying to think of Mark Reume was being interviewed outside the room, and the trainer had already told us to take our skates off because guys get hurt with the skates on, you know, some guys off. And I forget the guy's name that he stepped on. Anyhow, he stepped on, and Mark came in with his skates on, and he stepped on the guy's foot. And he cut the top of it.
But even with little kids hockey, I always remember going in and I see half the kids with their skates on and half of their kids walking around their stocking feet. And, you know, who am I to say anything? They're either everyone has their skates off or they have it on, right? And people should...
Well, we were pretty good. We all had our skates off, and Mark come in, and, you know, and the trainer was pretty good. And boy, did he ever cut him. Boy, you know, and you know what? We didn't care. We'd won the championship.
Yeah. Well, just want to congratulate the women. And I guess one thing, too, we have to mention is Marie-Philippe Poulin, who, again, got the winner. She got the winner. Remember the game where they scored in overtime to win the gold medal?
Oh, what a goal.
And then she snapped the top corner. Did you see it? They went in, and then they turned around.
They kept right on going.
They kept going. I said, what happened if the U.S. came down and scored?
Oh, I knew that. I didn't. I thought it scored. And boy, what a shot.
She snapped the top corner. But the one question I have to ask, and then we'll go on to some other stuff, is I can't believe how Haley Wickenheiser is isn't part of anything now. Like I thought the TSN crew, you know, did well, like the women.
Yeah, I did okay.
But she's not part of Hockey Canada. She's not part of the team. She's not part of the broadcast. Like, I know she left. She's a doctor now, eh? She got her doctor's degree, and she's doing some stuff.
Maybe she doesn't want to.
Maybe she doesn't want to, but you find it strange that the greatest, the Wayne Gretzky of women's hockey,
she was the best.
Has nothing to do with it now, and I just wonder why that is. That's kind of.
You mean the Bobby Orr? Yeah. No, you know, it's strange. She's with the Leafs now. She's.
But I just find it strange that they don't.
You'd think they'd have the absolute best. They have the best there. I just don't understand that one. But she was the best. She was the best. She could play with men. She really was. She was big and strong and just as good.